The battle is far from over.
That's over now! They stole it from me, Carmine! They took it! That was today! Today!
Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and today's video is going to be about weapons in Season 13. Now the thing is, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what this video is going to be about. The R301 and the Rampage are getting removed from the loot pool. Yes, you heard that correctly, they are actually getting removed. Good news for a lot of people that don't like the Rampage, bad news for a lot of people that use the R3 a lot. These two weapons are basically getting thrown into the replicator. Now you can take that as a good note or a bad note. I'll go over more info on those two things and how it's going to affect the meta as well as the pick rates for these two weapons very soon, but first I have to point out that means that the flatline and the longbow are returning back to ground loot. It also means that in the future, it seems like every single season, two new weapons will be getting put into the replicator, and this will continue on switching. It also doesn't seem like a new weapon is coming in Season 13, so for those of you that really wanted the Nemesis to come in Season 13, don't get your hopes up, it's probably gonna come in a later season, but like I've mentioned before, it is expected, as I don't really see Respawn adding in a new weapon every single season for the rest of Apex's existence. They're probably going to start slowing that down because their weapon pool is already pretty saturated in my opinion. Adding in too many weapons, well, that's not a good thing for the game, and we can already see Respawn trying to remove some weapons from the weapon pool by adding them into the replicator. This also means that I wouldn't be too surprised if a third weapon goes into the replicator at some point in the future. Maybe after Respawn adds in a couple more weapons, they might decide to do something like that. But first up, let's talk about the care package, and then we'll move back to the replicator and how the R301 and the Rampage being in the replicator will massively change the pick rates and the meta when it comes to weapons. Okay, so first up, the care package. We know that the Spitfire is almost guaranteed to come out of the care package in Season 13, especially since it's getting a reactive battle pass skin in Season 13. Chances are it's probably coming out of the care package. Now previously, a lot of people speculated that either the R301 or Wingman would go into the care package, but now we know the R3 is actually going into the replicator. This leaves the option of the Wingman. Now in my personal opinion, I think the Rampage might have been a good weapon to go into the care package, because here's the thing, with the Rampage and the replicator, although it's not on ground loot, you can still craft it. This means we're gonna have Spitfire and Rampage combos along with the Rampart buff that we're getting in Season 13. I think you start to see what I'm talking about here. It's time to buckle up and it's time to save up some shield batteries because Season 13 is gonna contain a whole lot of LMG action. So since we're on that topic already, why don't we go over how these two weapons will affect the meta in Season 13. Now of course, one thing is immediately obvious. With the R301 and the Rampage and the replicator, their pick rates will immediately drop. We saw a clear drop in pick rate for the flatline when the flatline got added into the replicator, so I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if the same thing happens to the R3. Now we have to keep in mind that when it comes to the R3 and the Rampage, the drop in pick rate is most likely not going to be as extreme, because these two weapons and the R3 especially are already super popular. The R3 is probably in the top 3 most popular weapons in the game, and so without a doubt, people are still going to be crafting this thing. Adding it into the replicator just makes it a more guaranteed option. The same thing goes for the Rampage. If you really want to slay some squads, it's more of a guaranteed option compared to nerfing the pick rate. Of course, not having it as ground loot will still reduce its popularity, but overall the pick rate most likely won't shift as much compared to what we saw with the flatline and longbow getting added. But anyways, moving back to the care package, I'd personally love to see a weapon like the bow go into the care package. It's hard to find ammo for the bow, especially in late game circles. It has its own unique ammo type just for this one singular weapon, and we're not getting a new weapon that also uses arrows until probably a couple seasons later. So I think the bow would actually be a pretty great option to move into the care package. Either way, I'm totally fine with the Wingman or the bow going into the care package because both of these weapons do require a bit more skill to use if you do want to decimate your enemy compared to using a weapon such as the Spitfire. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for today's video, and definitely let me know what you think about this weapon rotation in Season 13. What do you think about the R3 and the Rampage getting removed? And of course, as always guys, stay safe and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace out.